and welcome to That CBD Show. I'm Christy Burkhead, and with me is Drew Burkhead. We're glad you joined us today.
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back. Yeah, I missed last week.
We missed you last week. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was sorry to miss it. You had Dr. K here.
Yeah, and now you got the rock star microphone on.
I have my new microphone.
Looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we missed you last week. We had Dr. Karamanchi, and so that was really cool to have him on the show. I just really like this guy. He's really become a close personal friend. We heard from him in his practice and about his practice and his background. And I was at an event today too, an event that Dr. Karamanchi was at as well, just so happened to be at the same event. And he was speaking to a new group of people. And I got to tell you, everybody there was just, really blown away with what he is able to do, some of the stories he's done with his holistic health and with patients. So he's just such a neat guy. So we had Dr. Karamanchi on. And so when we had him on, we were talking about some events that we were going to be doing around town. And so we've had those events. And you did them, right? We've had those events since then. And how did they go? Well, they were, first December 8th, we were down at the Valor Game Fitness in Seminole, Florida. So we were handing out information on CBD left and right, talking with people all day long. That was it was a very cool event. Saw a lot of athletes there. One quick story is that there was an athlete that came up to the chiropractic tent right next to us. He was absolutely in pain. He had just been lifting and he pulled muscles in his back. The chiropractor wasn't there. So I immediately noticed this guy, and I said, let's get some CBD topical on your back. So I got some CBD topical on his back, and then Dr. K. CBD topical. Yeah, Dr. K. He then took him and sat him in a chair and did an energy healing on him right there. It was about 10 minutes, which is maybe more of a compressed time for him. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize, I was talking with somebody else, and I turned around, and there he is, and he's like asleep after this energy healing, and Dr. K comes up to me and says, this guy's out, and he's asleep. And so, and then he wakes. Huh? And does it do that? I'm still learning this, but anyways, he got up and he was just kind of like, okay, this is great. He was completely fine, walked away completely fine. All that. So a little combination of CBD topical and Dr. K touch, and you're all set. It was really cool. So that was neat. And then we did. We're also at his office at 8320 Stone Run Court. That was December 11th, and we did an event there. That was great. Yeah. So. That event was really about Dr. K and his office and opening that up in the West Chase area, and promotion for him. I'm really excited to see him get his clientele built up in that area. And then we had a special guest, Dr. Joe Kunzer, also was there, and he spoke for about 15 minutes on CBD, and he spoke on ultracell specifically with the company Zelise and just the industry, and he's just dynamic. So he's Dr. Joe's, he's great. So so we'll have him back. Yeah, I'd love to have him on the show, but definitely we'll let you know when he's going to be in town again, because he's somebody you don't want to miss. He uses CBD in his practice daily. So. That's right. Yep. So he was there. And the ultracell that we carry is available at fitfamilycbd.com. It's the same ultracell. And some updates. Tuesday, the Senate signed off officially on the Farm Bill. Oh, yeah, this is exciting. Right. So how the Senate did, and then... The Senate did. Then at 4:15 on Wednesday, to be exact, the House. I learned that the U.S. Hemp, through the U.S. Hemp Roundtable, that the House had signed off on the bill as well. So now it's going to President Trump's desk to sign, a major piece of legislation. So we are super excited about that. I feel like that will happen. Yeah, we get excited about the corniest things, don't we? No, it's a big deal. It's going to make a big impact for the country. So being that this is probably our last show for 2018, what we're going to do is dedicate some of the time of this to the holidays and what the holidays can bring. Which is fun, family, friends. And a lot of stress and anxiety. Yeah, but it can bring a lot of anxiety or compound anxiety for many Americans. So we've got a website where we pulled some resources as far as what people are going through with anxiety, or how many people are out there. A lot of people. I think the suicide rate goes up tremendously during this time of year, which is incredibly sad. So a lot of people dealing with a lot of stress and anxiety. And need for energy too. That's what I love about the CBD. I talked to some people this morning about that. Look, if you're experiencing extra stress and anxiety, the CBD can help you balance that. But if you're needing more energy, the
the CBD will give you more energy. It
Yeah.
depends on what your body needs.
Right.
And that was the message when I spoke this morning at my event, when I was talking about, I think that's really important to know. It just balances the body.
Right, cool. Yeah,
And the
and
mind.
in the spirit of dedicating, covering some on anxiety, I was reading that anxiety disorders are the most common mental illness in the U.S. They affect 40 million adults and in the United States, age 18 or older, or 18% of the population every year.
Wow.
Anxiety disorders are highly treatable, yet only 36.9% of those suffering receive treatment.
Jeez. Well, because they don't seek it out for one, or if they do, the medicines to treat it, the pharmacological medications come with a lot of bad side effects. So I can understand that.
And another unfortunate note here is people with anxiety disorders are 3 to 5 times more likely to go to the doctor and 6 times more likely to be hospitalized for psychiatric disorders than those who do not suffer from them.
I saw something today on just at MSN News that they've named the 5 deadliest drugs in the U.S., and one of the 5 deadliest drugs is a treatment for anxiety.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anxiety can develop from a complex set of risk factors, environment, genetics, brain chemistry, personality, and life events. But so what we want you to know, that you heard it here first, and what we want to inform you about is the theory of clinical endocannabinoid deficiency.
Yep.
Okay.
Very important.
So we talk about the endocannabinoid system, and we've brought that to light here on the show. But clinical endocannabinoid deficiency is something that you probably are now hearing for the first time watching this show. And what's important to understand what this is when you understand what the endocannabinoid system is in the body, that the theory of the clinical endocannabinoid deficiency is based on the concept that many brain disorders are associated with these neurotransmitter deficiencies in the body. And they affect things, they are behind things like Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's syndromes, and also serotonin levels in the body. So this clinical
Serotonin is that chemical that makes you feel happy.
Yeah, it's exactly.
It's really important.
It's important, yeah. And so this clinical endocannabinoid deficiency now that's sort of coming to light and that's being named, they're saying that it's behind all these conditions, and that also it might manifest similarly in other certain disorders. Right. So we know how important that ECS, or endocannabinoid system, is, in the balance of the body. And I think now we're just finding out that it's potentially that root cause of
those things. So I know Dr. Joe tells a story of someone that came into his office that had severe tremors from Parkinson's.
Yeah.
And then, we took the CBD, and after a couple of weeks came back and was able to write his name for the first time in a couple of years. So
yeah, he was just telling that story the other night, actually.
It's an incredible story.
When he walked into his office, he was
just shaking like crazy.
Yeah, and took the bottle. And I think he lived, it was something like 3 hours away.
It was a long drive, right?
Yeah, that he had made just to see Dr. Joe and see that visit. And then I'm sure he didn't realize what he was getting handed to him when Dr. Joe handed him an Ultracell bottle, that was going to take care of it. But
we'll come back and talk some more in the next segment. We'll take care of some housekeeping items, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi, my name is Joe Stalteri. I'm one of the owners of Complete Care Systems. At Complete Care Systems, we do carpet cleaning, upholstery cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, tile and grout sealing, wood floor and laminate floor deep cleaning, as well as stripping and waxing of linoleum and vinyl floors, and a whole lot more. We also run daily deals and special, which you can find at CompleteCareSystems.com, or simply call Trisha up at 727-364-5158, and she'll answer all your questions and give you over the phone free estimates. Or she'll send me out to your home or office to give you an on-site free estimate. At Complete Care Systems, we don't cut corners, we clean them.
Hi, and welcome back to That CBD Show. We just finished our last segment on focusing on stress and anxiety of the holidays. And
we were talking about the clinical endocannabinoid deficiency too.
Yeah, as well. So Go ahead. Yeah, so we were talking about all of that and how, CBD can really help balance you out, help with disorders, stress and anxiety, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, all sorts of things we're starting to see are result of this endocannabinoid deficiency.
Yeah, and again, we pull this from research. I use the
we're not making it up.
PubMed and all these various resources.
We'd probably get in trouble.
We're not just slinging that around. So, and we always promote to do your own research. But we said that initially, in the first stages of the show, we talked about how we got introduced to CBD. And originally it was because we were looking for natural remedies for physical discomfort.
Problems, right.
But what we've seen in our experience in working with the product and working with people, I think in the first part of our lifetime with it was we were thinking about things physically, but now we see so many things that it helps with people mentally. And we've seen that in our experience.
Almost more so, more dramatically.
Yeah, and the CBD balances the mind the same way that it balances the body. So of course, it's going to work that way. So stress on a person is linked directly to a decrease in anandamide produced in the body. So what is anandamide? Anandamide, you'll know it as what is produced in the body. You'll hear the runner's high. Yeah, that's actually that when that chemical activity is taking place, anandamide is being produced. It's also produced during meditation, and it's also passed through breast milk,
right,
to the baby.
Right.
So,
isn't it a cannabidiol of sorts? Isn't it considered the body's endocannabinoid?
Yeah.
Right? It's an endocannabinoid.
Because the phytocannabinoids in the CBD in the plant, they match those
endocannabinoid, which would be anandamide.
Those chemicals. So when you're getting stress and you're getting that reduced, but you're supplementing it from the phytocannabinoid, your body doesn't tell the difference, so it's able to keep yourself in check.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I guess that's a simple way to say a lot of things that are happening inside the body. But when we talk about this anxiety, we also want to give a special thanks to our veterans and what they've done for our country, and we want to bring PTSD into the conversation as well. And we want to include that in the overall discussion. And we have a website that we were looking at, American Military News. There was an article on there, and it talks about how CBD is about to revolutionize the veteran community.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
So you have a personal story. I was with you at that Tampa Bay Classic.
We were doing just an event where we had a booth at the CBD. It was a big fitness event, huge. And a young girl came up to the booth and started just initially asking me some questions about the CBD. And I noticed that she was just shaking and she was out of breath, couldn't talk to me. And she finally, after about a minute, said, "Well, I'm having a panic attack right now." And so I just grabbed a bottle and opened it, and I said, "Here," and I just put it in a spoon and said, "Just hold this under your tongue and you be quiet and I'll talk about this." So I stood there and just let her hold it, under her tongue, and I told her all about just generally what CBD does and about the product. And it was about 15 minutes we stood there and chatted, and she said, "My heart rate's come down a lot. I'm starting to feel a lot better." And I watched it, and I watched her stop shaking, and she caught her breath. And so we said our goodbyes, and she went back into the crowd. And about an hour and a half later, she came over crying and hugged me and said, "I have never had anything, work like this. I feel amazing." And it was just
awesome.
I gave her one dropper full of it, immediately to work that fast. So I'd had a couple of pretty dramatic things happen, but at that point, that was the most dramatic I had happen.
Yeah. Well, out of respect, we want to talk about PTSD, but it also brings in, if we're talking about how CBD can help with PTSD, then it seems inherently, anxiety and all those things.
If it can help with PTSD, then the more minor mental issues that you would think definitely people would notice a difference on it, right?
Current pharmacological therapies for PTSD have been shown to be inefficient and produce considerable side effects.
Yeah.
Preclinical studies in different rodent behavioral models have shown that CBD can both facilitate the extinction of adverse memories. That's
Okay, so wait, let's
extremely
let's
powerful.
talk
The
about it for a
extinction
second.
of adverse memories and block their reconsolidation. What's
So-
that mean in layman's terms? It means that it's
blocking these, so a soldier that comes back and wakes up screaming at night or has these horrible traumatic memories of things that they've seen or experienced, or someone from a car accident or anything, this like takes the edge off of or takes away those. That's amazing.
Yeah, I
takes
mean,
away
go
those memories.
check out this website. Look at I'll read you some quotes. So here's a quote from a few different veterans.
Okay.
The VA wants to shove pills down your throat. I'm not knocking the VA. Okay, I'm sure they do great things.
This is a quote
just a
from
quote
someone else.
He says, you go in and talk to them for 15 minutes and you get 3 different types of medicines that alter your brain functions and have bad side effects. CBD doesn't do that. Another one here, CBD. It just makes your day better. It takes all that expletive that clutters up your brain and it compartmentalizes it for you. Mm-hmm. All right, very
Okay,
simple.
Right.
There's another here that says there are people who are addicted to painkillers like OxyContin, but they're not drug addicts because they got it from a doctor.
Sure.
And then he also said that he's looking forward to CBD becoming mainstream because right now there's this sort of it's out there that maybe it's a hippie pothead type of thing.
Right.
Yeah, so he's saying, it'd be nice
I'm
if it
definitely
became
not a hippie
a mainstream
pothead.
thing, which it's becoming mainstream because, the
It
Farm
is
Bill's
now.
passing. It's,
It's-
the floodgates are opening up to that what this is really all about. So
Absolutely.
clinical endocannabinoid deficiency, we talked about that. You heard it first. Recent research in humans has clarified the role of the ECS in post-traumatic stress.
Right.
So there's more research out there, and the criticality of ECS function in other psychiatric syndromes has been evidenced in studies of major depression. So I know that's a lot of big words
is,
we're
yeah,
throwing out
but-
there. But here's some other things there's other studies that I was finding too, and we'll go off track from anxiety but I wanted to say that they're looking at the ECS and saying that it's pointing to adult female anorexia nervosa and bulimia.
So a deficiency in the endocannabinoid system in the body is pointing that could be a root cause of anorexia and bulimia. Wow.
So animal models have established the role of ECS in multiple sclerosis. The ECS has been demonstrated to play a key role in motion sickness. Okay, fibromyalgia, that disorder is associated with anxiety actually, and so migraines and the digestive system hugely
I'm a firm
impacted
believer in
and
the
controlled by the
migraines.
ECS
Yeah.
system. So
Worked on
we'll
my
cut the
migraines.
break and then we'll.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to That CBD Show. We're just getting ready to finish out our last segment of our last show for 2018.
Aw.
I know. Well, we just started, so plenty more to come. Plenty more to come.
Well-
All right, so we're going to start. We're going to talk a little bit about the water solubility of this Ultracell product, and we're going to do a little experiment and show you guys something if we can catch it on camera.
Yeah.
And that is, we have a CBD oil that is an oil that I purchased a while back in Colorado.
this
And
one
so we're
here.
going to take the oil and we're going to drop it in the water and show you guys how it sits on the water to show the difference in if you take the Ultracell. Can you see that, how it just floats on the top?
Now this is a high-grade CBD
this
from
bottle
Colorado,
is
and this is
very
and I
expensive.
say the Remedy concentrated. This is actually what we were introduced
It's what my first CBD oil.
to. Yeah. So let's just we're trying to do a little.
So look, so you can see that, and then we're
experiment
gonna
here.
and then we're gonna mix it up, and you can see, look, it just floats. It just sits
You can
there.
see
So
the-
if your body's mostly water, it was floating. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Just put it back. Yeah, there you go. That's
So
cool.
I think it made it to Florida that oil and water don't.
Don't mix, right?
Mix.
Right. So
Okay.
now the Ultracell is a water soluble CBD. So this
So this is the
experiment.
Ultracell here. So I'm
Yeah.
opening that up. Now this is the berry, and the red color is because of the
Acai berry.
Acai
right.
berry.
It tastes really good. It's great. So you put a couple drops of that in there. So you can see how it just dissolved
You can
in
see
the water.
one part of it just disappeared right away.
And then as soon as you start to turn it or stir it up, it just disappears.
Yeah. So it's got some of that red coloring in there, but you can see that
If it
just
sits there
mixes
long enough, it just mixes up into the water.
right into the water. So you've got. So there's our science experiment to show, because
Yeah,
it's not, when
it's
we
pretty
talk
neat.
about bioavailability and we talk about the power of Ultracell, it's not what you take, but it's what you absorb.
It's what you absorb, right? So, taking something, an oil, the body is only going to absorb up to 6% of something that it gets in oil form. And something like the Ultracell that's water soluble is just the opposite. You're going to absorb about 94% of what you take. So you definitely can feel the difference. And if you're taking a CBD oil, you can actually take a lot less of the Ultracell and get more CBD, full spectrum hemp in your system. So
Yeah.
that's, so there you go.
We have so many people that switch from
Science class
switch
today.
from their product that they have and switch over to ours and say, I feel a difference. Or sometimes we have people that say, well, I took CBD, it didn't really work for me. So you
Right.
kind of have to say, well, convince them to give it another shot.
Try
And then
again,
they
because you
take
just weren't absorbing it, and depending on the person, you may not absorb even 6% of an
Yeah.
oil. So, and that's so it's really important. So that was science class for today.
So if you're going to go into business, you having the best product in the industry, and this is the industry-leading product, you
It
want to
is.
have that, and we have that. So
Yeah.
maybe you can take us home a
I
little
will.
bit with
Talk a little bit about you're looking at the end of 2018, looking into 2019, and thinking about maybe wanting to do something a little bit different, wanting to add something to your already existing what you're doing, maybe change direction a little bit, but really wanting to get involved in something like this. The CBD industry is on the ground, or as our friend Dr. Joe calls it, the basement floor. So we have a way with what we've done that you could join us and get involved and be into something like this that's just getting ready to explode in this country. And if you're someone who likes to help people, sees the value in helping people and educating people, this is a great thing to do. You can be your own boss. You can work from home. You can work while you're on vacation. you can take this anywhere. It's portable and wonderful, and you can be full-time at it or part-time at it. And it really can help you create great residual income. I know for us, it was something because we always had to work. If I didn't see enough people and Drew didn't go and work the number of hours in the week that he was supposed to work, we didn't get paid. There wasn't any, if we did it this month and we paid all of our bills, we had to do the same thing again next month. There was nothing we were creating this month that was going to continue other than maybe money that was invested. So, with this, we've been able to help people really change lives, both in a physical and mental way, and then in a financial way. So we found we can do whatever we do this month continues to grow and build, and then whatever we do next month is just on top of that. So building a residual income is great. So if you're thinking about, if you watch this and you think this is interesting and you're thinking about maybe you'd like to add something or go in a little different direction after the new year, then this is definitely an opportunity to take a look at. We've had a really good time with that.
Yeah. There's some of the things I think about when we decided to really take a step into this business and a step into its lease specifically in this Ultracell. I mean, we got lucky the way it was introduced to us, but we've come so far and to understand that we're in a market that's 591 million today. It's going to be 22 billion 4 years from now. There's a reason for that. The product is so universal, and there's so much education that needs to be done out there for people. Once people really get an understanding of what this is and how to keep why they would want to supplement their diet with this.
With something like this, right.
It's really just going to continue to take off, and then and so we need help. We need help to get that word and spread that message out there, because Zalisa's business model is such that, can you imagine what the marketing budget is for Coca-Cola? What are that marketing? How much do they spend on billboards? How much of that when you buy a bottle?
Super Bowl ads.
Yeah, how much of that actually is paying for the can and the product in there,
Right.
very, very little. I don't know the number, but very little.
Right. Oh, sure. Yeah.
So imagine that if they said, okay, we're not going to spend that money on marketing or advertising anymore. We're going to spend it just if you share the Coca-Cola with somebody and they have some, then we're going to compensate you for that. And that's all basically the model is. And I think that model that's where the model of the future is going to. I mean, people you already use reviews and go to that and go to word of mouth. That's what this is. Hey,
word of mouth relationships, and that's absolutely true. I think that's exactly where it's headed.
So we have I know we have a graphic where we have our phone numbers and we have our website, Fit Family CBD.com is available, and then we have our phone numbers, and that's up here on the screen. Yeah, that's up on the screen now. So we just ask you, if you're looking for, we're looking for people that are looking for an opportunity, looking for a change, looking for something new in 2019. Give us a call. We'd like to show you what the opportunity to share Ultracell is all about and what it might mean for you. Part-time. People are taking it part-time and turning it into full-time.
Right, absolutely.
And really making, we haven't even talked about all the things they do for veterans, the nutrition programs. We haven't talked about how to get free vehicles through this company, bonus programs, residual income.
It's amazing.
It's just an absolute company with so many options. And speaking of that, it's a science, technology, industry-leading company in this space that's just growing and helping so many people. So we'd love to talk with you. And have a wonderful
Happy holidays, everyone, and we will see everyone back in 2019.
Yeah.